Thank you, and thank you so much for staying up till this extent to listen to what I have to say. So, for myself, I actually am a science student, and just like every other Nigerian science student, you may or may not know any knowledge of computer. But I was glad that my mom and like many other parents too put me through a computer school, and I just had basic knowledge of Microsoft Word, Excel, and all of those stuff. But after I left university, I wanted to do something for myself. I started to learn how to code. I had friends who, helped me build my website. I also used WordPress to build my website. I just had like knowledge of some of these things, before I started to code. And then I went to some institute, had some little background on Python, and I just cumulate all of that together. Like that was just my tech background. And so it's not like I was really knowledgeable or had an in-depth knowledge of something that I could maybe build an app. And so when I got down to Estonia, I noticed that the most sought after job here was software engineer, followed by data analyst, UI UX designer, which also can pass for product design, and digital marketing, SEO. Some of these jobs that I felt like they felt like you could access them, but then you really needed to have a good portfolio to be able to get these jobs. And since I was also really busy with bioengineering, I tried to get some of these jobs, did interview, learned my mistakes, and was able to transition seamlessly to product design. So today I want to talk about how to transition into product design. And I already had written a post on Medium telling you guys about how you can do that. If you still have not, you can read it on Medium. It's a 2-minute audio slash video that you can listen to. So number one, I said product design is easy because if you have an orientation of design or you like to solve problems, you will discover that product design is one of the things that you want to do. And it's very, very interesting to know that I already had, a knowledge of Canva, where I was using to design just graphics for some of the little businesses that I had and I was operating. And so it was pretty much easy for me to break into product design. I learned about product design from some mentor I met when I was, having my isolation before the COVID. And as I stood there, I was able to just grow interest. Like, what is product? What is design? How do you design a product? And then I went online. I was able to watch some YouTube videos and I was able to kickstart. And so, for those people who don't know how to kickstart, I will tell you how to kickstart, which is first understanding the terminologies between the whole concept. Number one, you need to understand what is a product designer and what is a UI slash UX designer. Now, product designer is like a whole basket, while like a UI UX designer is like a fruit in the basket. Let's use that for example. Now, uh product designers tend to be more involved with the entirety of the design process of a product, while UX designers generally focus specially on refining the user experience of the product, which is basically researching on what does the user want in the product, what does the user not want. Let me use for example, before now WhatsApp did not have the option for you to like your message. I'm sure they did like a user research, which is like a UX, and were able to conduct and gather information called data, and they were able to put that design into the product of that app. And now the people who do the design, engage the research, design the product, communicate with executive and businessmen are all what we refer to as a product designer, while somebody who either design, research, or does topography or wireframing or prototyping are said to be functional UI or UX researcher. So number one, you understand what you want to do. Do you want to be a product designer? Do you want to be somebody who sees the idea from the beginning till the end where the product is launched to the market, or you just want to design and be behind the scene and just work on the product and make sure that the users are having a nice experience while using the product? Then you can choose your part. First, we have understood the technology. Two, we understand the design principles that are involved. Now, if you understand that you either want to be a UI UX designer, you should understand that you need tools for you to use. What are the tools that you need to use while when you set out to be a designer? One of the tools that I recommend that is free online for Mac and for Windows users are Figma. Figma is a very good app, and you don't even have to be a designer to use Figma. If you attend hackathons and you work in teams online, you will see that Figma is also a collaborative and a design tool that people can use to actually run rapid prototype and design these tools for you to establish, a career in product. Also, there are things like Adobe Creative Suite. It's not actually free, but you have 7 days of trial for you to use that. There's also Sketch, which is also a very good app for you to use. So if you understand all of these design software that you need to use, all you need to do is go to your preferred search engine, search for these tools, and download them for your computer or whatever tool you're using. And whenever you have done these, all you need to do is also play around. You tell people to play around it. I think like it's just like when you come to a place for the first time, you get lost, you try to find your way back. So I believe that when you play around it for like 30 minutes, you find your way back. You'll be able to understand, even if it's just one tool, you'll be able to understand how to use one function rather in that design software. So let's drink some water and come back for part 4, 5, or 6.